Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well folks, it might be time for the nuclear option. I think the Democrats have backed themselves into a corner so corrupt here, so disgraceful, and so obviously evil. They've proven themselves to be so disingenuous, so uncooperative, that it might be time for Republicans to exercise the nuclear option and force an end to this shutdown. What Democrats are doing here is political blackmail, and when one side refuses to govern in good faith, well then really what other choice are you left with? And again, if we flip the script, if Republicans were engaging in the same behavior as Democrats right now, you think the Democrats wouldn't exercise that option? Of course they would. And well, it seems we've arrived to that point. Marjorie Taylor Greene is now arguing in favor of the nuclear option. Let me show you guys what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, just take a look at what MTG just said, speaking to Matt Gaetz on air.
The shutdown, you were calling on Senate Majority Leader John Thune to use Republican votes to pass Republican spending bills. Why do you think he hasn't done that yet?
Well, he's made the excuse that he has to preserve the filibuster, which is the 60-vote rule in the Senate, because he wants to be able to continue bipartisanship with Democrats. My argument back against that, Matt, is that bipartisanship has been proven to be dead. Democrats and Republicans couldn't be further divided. We have a one-time opportunity here controlling the White House, the House, and the Senate. And I think that our agenda is so incredibly important. The American people overwhelmingly voted for it in November of 2024 that my argument back is Leader Thune needs to use courage, and Republicans in the Senate need to blow through the filibuster and pass not only Republican appropriation bills, but very important key strategic Republican agenda bills. It should be done. And Democrats, if they get the control back, Matt, you and I both know they are definitely going to blow through the filibuster. They already tried to do it in 2022 with their very dangerous Voting Rights Act that would have changed the way federal elections are run for forever. And that would have cost us the majority probably for forever. And the only way it was blocked was because Kristen Sinema and because Joe Manchin were the ones that blocked it. Well, those two Democrat senators are no longer there. So Democrats will blow through the filibuster. They'll use the nuclear option when they get control again. Chuck Schumer already tried it. And so I think that Republicans need to govern, and they should use the nuclear option and get rid of that 60-vote rule.
So Republicans can indeed end this thing by using the nuclear option in the Senate. They could drop the 60-vote filibuster threshold and reopen the government without Democrats, and it wouldn't be an unprecedented constitutional crisis, even though I guarantee you that's where the news media would take it in 5 seconds if the Republicans even tried this. And also, speaking to unprecedented, Democrats did this before in 2013 and in 2021. I'm sure you guys remember. They dropped the 60-vote filibuster threshold to pass Joe Biden's bill at the time. They've done it before when it's time for them to get their agenda through, so maybe it's time for Republicans to do the same thing. But obviously, like anything in politics, it's not always an easy decision, and really there's 3 options here. Just simply force a reopening, which instantly will be weaponized against the GOP, or what many people are demanding, especially on the more small government, more libertarian side, just let it all ride and continue gutting all this wasteful Democrat bloat in the process. Or I guess option 3, let it ride, let Democrats really be in the driver's seat, and as time goes by, allow them to completely expose themselves with all of this blackmailing BS, and now trying to snowball this shutdown psyop into the No Kings rally, or Democrat manufactured chaos. But honestly, no matter the option, no matter how this ends, I think it ends in political disaster for the Democrats. I think it's becoming increasingly obvious to most people that they shut down the government on purpose to blackmail Republicans into restoring their illegal migrant benefit cash cow. And they've done this knowingly, they've done it seemingly gleefully. I don't see any way that they win. Regardless of the path that we move forward on here, the Democrats are getting exposed. Honestly, my personal opinion, I don't think it's time to use the nuclear option yet, because the longer this goes on, the more evident the truth becomes that these Democrats are power hungry and they're callous to the pain and suffering that they're causing. I mean, we've covered so many bad clips, but let's continue exposing what the Democrats are saying. Just look at how casual they are about the damage they're causing. Here's Democrat Governor Ned Lamont, who argues the party should continue holding out, even if programs for poor mothers and children like WIC run out of money. money.
Should Democrats continue to hold out for the funding of health care subsidies set to expire, even if it means that people will get hurt in the interim, i.e. what is happening with WIC?
I think they should hold out.
They don't care who gets hurt. And again, the hypocrisy. Remember during the whole Doge fiasco, Republicans are going to take away Social Security from your grandma. Now it looks like the most vulnerable in society might actually get the short end of the stick here, go without. And the Democrat response is a casual shrug. It is what it is. Anything to continue this illegal migrant cash cow. And now, of course, as the president is trying to find some loophole to get federal workers paid, well, this is the Democrat response.
How do you feel about these paychecks going out during the shutdown? I don't think anyone's opposed to people being paid, but people look at this and say this could actually extend the shutdown because it takes out some of the pressure points that might exist that would lead Democrats and Republicans to come together.
Of course, I want our military paid. Of course, I want federal law enforcement officers to be paid. There's a way to do that. I'm an appropriator. We should have passed appropriations bills. There's a way to run a government, and this is not the way to run a government.
How twisted is that? And of course, as they're continuing to run out of, legitimate talking points and arguments here, they're simply defaulting back to the old tired smears.
Every authoritarian leader has had his grim reaper. Russell Vogt is Donald Trump's grim reaper.
More Donald Trump fascist fear-mongering. Donald Trump's grim reaper. First of all, he says that like it's a bad thing, when I'm sure a lot of people are perceiving it as the exact opposite. Oh no, accountability is coming to the Democrats' bloated Washington bureaucracy. What are we ever going to do? No matter how the chips fall here, I think the Democrats lose. Either exercise the nuclear option and put this thing to an end, which frankly would probably give them a talking point, or just allow this to go on, which cannot go on for much longer. The Democrats already have defectors. GOP Senator John Thune actually gives us an idea of the outlook here.
What happens next?
Well, we're only stuck as long as a handful of Democrats decide they want to follow the leader and play politics rather than do the right thing on behalf of the American people and open up the government. That's where we are here. So we're going to vote again today. We have 55 of 100 United States senators voting to reopen the government. We need 5 more Democrats. It takes 60 to do most things in the United States Senate, and all we need is 5 Democrats. But their leadership is intent on pacifying and trying to appease this far left base. They've got this big rally coming up next Saturday, which everybody thinks they want to get behind them before they do anything to open up the government. But it's really straightforward. I mean, this is the legislation right here. It's 24 pages long. It is clean. It is nonpartisan. It has no policy writers, no partisan gimmicks. This is a straightforward way to open up the government. It has passed the House. It is sitting at the desk in the Senate. We can pick it up and pass it today. The president will sign it into law today. The government opens up, and all these questions about who gets paid, who doesn't get paid, which agencies and departments are going to be prioritized, those all go by the wayside. It is that straightforward. We are trying to open up the government. The Democrats are not. They are playing politics. It needs to stop, and it needs to stop now.
So all that's needed is 5 Democrats to defect, 5 Democrats to realize they're engaging in self-sabotage, and this thing will end. They cannot last much longer. The Dems will lose this shutdown, and I think it's going to happen sooner than later. I think pretty much as the reports are indicating, after the No Kings rally, after the Democrats have convinced themselves that they've done their little theater performance, they're going to back off. Then they're going to sit on the sidelines, fingers crossed, hoping that it moved the needle. It won't. It will all be in vain, and they will end up looking like complete and utter contemptible fools. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.